Here we go. I saw this and I wanted to comment about it.
You let them give you, a breakdown of exactly what led to the outcome. So I'm going to do that here. I understand that the Minnesota Vikings had a comeback, and I get that.
Great comeback.
And it was a great comeback. And Patrick Peterson challenged them, and Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson and those boys went out, and they did their thing. The NFL has existed for 102 years, and there has never been a comeback that epic. Now, you can sit up there and talk about the Vikings all you want to.
Right.
It hurts me. Jeff Saturday is a friend. He is a part of this network, even though he's not here anymore. He's not employed. Usually on Tuesdays, he'd be right here. When he got that job, regardless of what any trepidation and questions that people had, obviously pertaining to the Rooney Rule being ignored, the spirit of it, blah, 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 I still rooted for him. We got to call it like we see it. That was a disgrace. Jeff Saturday ain't going to be the head coach of this football team next season. Indianapolis won't allow it. The state of Indiana won't allow it. Matt Ryan, it's time to start talking about retirement because you just don't have it. You understand? You ain't recovered from the Patriots coming back from 25 down in the Super Bowl. You ain't been the same since, even though you put up decent numbers on a few occasions over the years, but you just ain't that dude anymore. But when you see an epic collapse like that, when you see a guy like DeForest Buckner, who probably is wishing that he was still in San Francisco, you understand what I'm saying, who could potentially be in the Super Bowl, the way that defense is looking. He was a part of that when them brothers went to the Super Bowl against Kansas City. When you look at a guy like Quentin Nelson, and the elite offensive lineman that he is, and your head is buried. When you look at other dudes like Blackman and others, and they're using words like embarrassment and disgraceful and stuff like this, there is no excuse for an NFL team to lose a 33-0 lead at halftime. If nothing else, running out the clock and just letting the clock run saves you. You understand what I'm saying? If nothing else. You understand? You might not have to score a point. You don't think about that. You don't have to score a point. Not one, not two, not three, but on 4 separate occasions, you have no obligation to score. All you have to do is potentially chew up the clock by getting a couple of first downs. And the game's yours. And you lost. Now, we can slice it any way we want to. But, again, if it were not for, I'm sorry, that cannot go unsaid.
So, I don't know that Jeff Saturday won't be the head coach. And he had a lot to say. So, but does this really fall on Jeff Saturday's lap? The loss was epic, to say the least, but he was handed a team that was already falling apart, and his job was to bring it back together. To what extent's the question? We're over halfway through the season when he becomes the head coach. And I mean, what was the thought process? How far did Jim Irsay actually think that Jeff Saturday would be able to bring him back to? I think that's the question. I know everybody, including myself, had a lot of hopes. This team was a little in a disarray. Offensive line was laying down, basically. There was no protection whatsoever. Defensively, we weren't doing too bad, but there needed to be an improvement. Those two specific spots on the team, those linemen on the offensive line are, I wouldn't say 100 times better, but you're looking at 60, 75% better than what they were by far. And then you have the defense that has stepped up more than what they were already doing. And that Vikings game kind of proved it. Defense scored us those points. Special teams scored us those points. Defense put us in a good position to score offensively the one time we did score offensively. Matt Ryan's play hasn't improved that much. It just hasn't. I don't see it. I don't think anybody else sees it. His play is not improved. As a matter of fact, he's playing like he's waiting for the offensive line to fall apart on him. So his play, I think, is crutching or showing the weakness of the offensive line. In my opinion. I mean, I don't see how it's even possible to blame this on Saturday, because it's not. I mean, we do have a rookie offensive tight end coach who's also making the offensive calls. That's making those calls. So I'm not real sure why we throw short so much. We do have some couple of deep routes here and there. I just don't know if those deep routes are even an option for Matt Ryan. And if they are, why is he not just, putting a few up there to see if our player can actually catch it? I think he put one. I think we put one up, and we caught it, if I remember correctly. So why are we not going deep more? No idea. But to blame all that loss on Jeff Saturday's BS. If anything, he got them to where they were able to get that lead as a team. But our offensively, we couldn't move the ball. We couldn't do anything to hold that lead. Even not to score, just to run out the clock, as he says. We did not do enough offensively to hold them off. It was a very embarrassing, very disappointing loss. But who do we blame it on? Does he really fire Jeff Saturday? Does he say, kind of like what Jeff Saturday say, if I'm not good at this, at the end of the season, I say, see you, I'm sorry, I did what I could, best luck to you. I don't know. I mean, it's Jeff Saturday's up to it. Would he be consider a offensive line coaching position? And we don't hire him as a head coach. I don't know. I don't know what the game plan is behind all this, but I don't believe Jeff Saturday should be getting blamed for it, because I think he's done what he was brought in to do, and that's to improve the offensive line and to do what he could to reestablish winning, the want to win in this, on this team. And I think he has. It's just our offense can't move the fucking ball. They cannot move that fucking ball for shit. But anyhow, I want to get on here. I want to address it. And please comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like if you like this video, obviously. And please, by all means, share. I need to get these as many viewers as possible. I am moving up, I'm trending, but man, it takes forever. This is a grind. So, but anyhow, you guys have a great day. If you didn't like this video, please scroll through my other videos and find one you might like. You guys have a great day.